Hey Scrappers, happy Pride! I'm coming to you at the top of the episode to announce that, in honor of Pride Month, we're dusting off the Brian identity after nearly a year of hiatus for a charity stream supporting Equality Florida. We'll be playing a brand new Madcap adventure, in Pathfinder 2nd Edition this time, approximately hunting for aliens, making terrible pop culture references, and most importantly, raising money to support the largest civil rights organization dedicated to securing full equality for Florida's lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community as they fight against the new tide of discriminatory policies. We'll be airing the stream 3 times starting Friday, June 23rd and running through the weekend, with members of the cast hanging out in the chat each time and raffle prizes for donors in each stream. We're talking never-before-seen PATM merch, dice, maybe some cookies. Full details of the stream times, the cast of the show, and a link to donate anytime you want to are coming soon. I know, in some ways, no time has passed since the last time we did one of these, but in another, more real way, it's been entirely too long. Let's gather up, Scrappers, show our collective pride, and support the LGBTQ community, and have an awkwardly large amount of fun doing it. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Against the machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play podcast that spent the last week hiding in a ball of force. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's me from the Ball of Force.
Mime joke.
The gang's all sphere, as we say.
You don't
Live from the Ball of
I've never
Force,
said
it's
that.
Thursday night.
Oh no, now they know where we record. Or when we record.
Where we record.
Like a ball
the
of
Ball
force.
of Force.
Our secret ball of force. Oh,
This is what your Patreon dollars go to. A permanent force sphere, which we record from, located somewhere in the middle of the United States.
yeah, weirdly in at least 4 time zones. 3 time zones? Maybe just 3 times.
In like the time zone version of the Four Quarters.
I think we decided 2 of us are moving again. The
I'm moving
movingest
across
podcast.
town, though.
I mean, is it the same time zone on the other side of town?
Oh,
Right.
there's
No, I
way
think
to
it was
know.
well. Sam and I volunteered so we could cover all of the. We need a person in Mountain Time Zone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though I just got here, I'm willing to sacrifice because that's what you all mean to me. I would go back to Utah. I wouldn't go back to Utah. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry,
I feel
Utah.
like if any time zone screams murder cabin to me, it's mountain time. So Sam just
True.
feels like a natural fit.
What's that bit on the backside of the Prime Meridian out in the middle of the Pacific where it just does like
International
this?
Dateline. Where it does its little, I'm not touching the land. Little
Yeah.
squiggly do.
Yeah, we're just going to be on a boat out there.
Just drifting back and forth across the international dateline, effectively time traveling. All right, so last time,
Okay.
what
All right, so how
happened?
is this cloud killing us?
Last time the party, I think, finished exploring the alchemy lab and found their way out and went down into the lab whose name I can't remember, where they found a Mistu, and it was not very friendly. There was a little bit of a fight during which Alwyn was locked outside and had to slowly go through the delousing process to try to get in, and the creature was dead before he got there. They looted the place a little bit, finding some valuable gems in the body of a dead dwarf, then headed back out of that lab, opened up the only remaining lab, saw a horrible cloud, peaced out for a moment just to let everyone know that there was a horrible cloud in there, and then opened up both doors with a disabled device and let the cloud out. And the cloud came out, and a fight began. Brixby got enveloped by the cloud and hit himself in a ball of force. Alwyn was not so lucky with the ball of force and is just enveloped in the cloud. I think Asher and Alwyn are both shaken from just how scary seeing this thing is. And, yeah, we just finished up round 1 of initiative. We're hopping back in at the top of initiative, which means Alwyn, you're staggered.
Okay. That's what I was about to ask. Am I shaken or am I staggered?
You are staggered,
Or am
but
I
you
both?
do need to make a will save at the beginning of your turn.
Okay, that's definitely not one I have a negative to. Well, I mean, it's a positive, but I have a penalty to it. Nope.
What'd you get?
That is a 1 on the die for a 3.
All right, so now you're shaken
Okay.
and staggered.
Awesome. Pop shaken on. And then Alwyn is going to Can you do a full withdraw when you're staggered? It says you can only do a move action, but can you do a full round move action?
No,
No?
just the one move action.
Okay. Then I guess he's just going to do a regular move action and hope that this cloud doesn't somehow have an attack of opportunity as he backs up into the bird.
Yeah, I think it's got an attack of opportunity, and it's gonna just reach out and try to touch you. That's a 21 versus touch.
Oh, versus touch. I was going to say, oh, that was close. But no, that beats it horribly if it's against touch.
All right, that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 negative energy damage.
Pop that in, and then he will back up 20 feet to stand over by the corpse of the bird demon.
Sounds fun.
And that will be his entire turn since he's staggered.
All right, Asher, I believe you are shaken, not staggered, but why don't you make me a will save?
Yeah, famous James Bond beverage preference. Shaken, not staggered. Almost as low as you could get with a 2 on the dice for a 14.
All right, next round you will not be shaken, but this round you are.
Okay, I can live with that. Famous last words before I die with that. Asher will be unsure what to do with the fog, and I don't think he can see the purple man. So he is going to take a 5-foot step to the north, seeing as how the fog tried to unsuccessfully hurt Amelin. He's like, okay, AOOs, as he thinks in that acronym. And then he will just do a rapid shot of mundane bullets, since he had loaded one of his revolvers with mundane, and just kind of see if that even does anything.
You said mundane bullets, mundane gun.
Yeah, mundane bullets from a masterwork non+1 weapon, so I have a feeling these are going to just fly through and possibly kill Brixby. So sorry.
They're going to ricochet off the sphere and kill Kira.
Do I need to give you numbers, or do they just pass right through?
Oh, you can give me some numbers.
Oh, sure. You can do math. Have a good day. Being shaken, that brings the lowest down to a 13 against Cloud Touch.
13 hits Cloud Touch.
Okay, then that would be 3 hits against Cloud Touch. Do I need to bother with damage?
Yeah, why don't you roll me some damage?
Yeah, you're just having a good time over there. Wow, 3 on each of the d8s. Just 3, 3, 3. That would just be a great batting average. That does come up to 10, 10, and 10.
Oh, the 3 bullets disappear into the roiling green mist, and doesn't look like it did anything at all to the hungry fog.
Weird. Okay. Well, that didn't work as well as I would have liked. And that's the end of his turn.
All right, Brixby, at the start of your turn, why don't you give me a will save?
What sort of effect is this?
This is a mind-affecting fear effect that depends on your vision.
All right, cool. And is it supernatural or?
It is supernatural.
Excellent. Rolling the thing. And, ooh, that's a nat 20 for a 28.
Alright, so you're fine on that, but you are in a little ball inside of green fog.
Yeah, well, I'm not trapped in here with me. I'm trapped in here with me. Alright. Brixby takes off his Rorschach mask. No, but the fact that a supernatural ability affected me through the force sphere that was based on vision is excellent news. So then Brixby, shaking the effect, turns to the purple ghostly thing and affixes it with his gaze. It says, "Yeah, I can see the cracks and flaws in you." And drops the AC and saves by 4.
Oh, that's mean.
And I think that's my turn because I've previously rolled all the knowledges, and if I didn't, I'm sorry to the people at home. We recently went through a time warp and remember nothing.
Yeah, weirdly though, no time has passed. None of us has any idea what knowledges were or were not rolled.
It was just a jump to the left.
Alright, Kira, you're up. You're next to the fog. Make me a will save.
Gonna make you a will save. Once again, I've forgotten my dice, so we're doing all of the brain math because that makes a difference. 14 plus 12, 22?
All right.
Actually, I'm not yet raging, so that's going to be 14 plus something lower, but not much lower.
Oh, it's plenty.
Great. 14 plus 10. Okay, good. We're all passed. I'm good to go on my regular turn now.
Yeah, you're not shaken. You are stirred.
Stirred. Love that. I will check that box in Hero Lab, and it will respond by tomorrow, probably. So, gonna rage first, and then I'm still using the sword, I think, because the other weapon has been salted, and I don't know how this creature reacts to salt. Hasted, so I'm just gonna take but 3 attacks here. Yeah, I haven't moved. Let's just roll 3 d20s and see how that goes. First one is going to be an 18 plus 18. What is that? 36?
That's plenty. This thing does not have a very good AC.
Okay. 13 plus 15, 28.
Also hits.
And then the last one is going to be a 19.
And that also hits.
Cool. So that's going to be 9d6. Let's see if I can get this right. Plus 54. Making sure I'm going to do that math right. 57. Dang it. 83. Why do I feel like I'm messing something up? It's 3 hits. Plus 19. Okay, that should be fine. 83 points of regular sword damage. Adamantine.
Regular sword, non-magic.
It has a plus. Well, it's +1. It's masterwork. Yeah, it is. It's +1.
It's masterwork, so it's not magic.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, you do a massive chunk of damage to the fog. The fog looks much thinner than it did just a moment ago, but it's not dead. So let's see what the fog's gonna do. Are you going anywhere? Or are you staying there?
I'm gonna stay right here.
All right. Let's see what the fog is going to do. The fog is going to 5-foot float its way over Kira. Was that right? Yeah, that's right. 5-foot float and is now enveloping Kira. So I am going to need a will save.
That is gonna be 15 on the die plus 12, 27. 15 plus 12. Yes, that one I'm mostly sure about.
Alright, well, you've saved, but now it's gonna reach out and touch you. So, that is a 13 versus touch.
That'll do it. It's pretty good. Pretty good at touching.
Only a 15 on the blur. So it does whiff on the blur. And that'll be the end of the fog's turn. Now this little ghosty dew that was briefly stymied by Brixby's ball of force is going to float up over Brixby because it does have a fly speed. And then I think it's going to come to rest on the other side of him because it can see a person there. It's going to reach out to touch this particular person.
The fog cloud.
The wall?
That will be a 17 versus your touch.
You know what? It's funny because that one that you just did didn't work, but that did. Didn't work.
44 on the blur, so I am going to need a will save.
We'll save. Ooh, that's much worse. That's an 18 total.
Alright, so the good news is that you have negated the wisdom damage, but you do take
Okay.
6 fire damage as this thing reaches out a flaming incorporeal hand and just gives you the lightest little touch with it. Just
Stop
a
touching.
gentle little
One
love
little
tap
fire
from a
touch.
ghost. Just a little flaming ghost kind of pat on the head, telling you what a good job you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, Alwyn, you are up. You do not have to make a will save this round, and you're no longer staggered.
Right. Am I shaken still this round?
Yes. You are shaken till the end of this turn.
Till the end of this turn. Okay, so that's gonna mess with my touch a bit, but he is going to, from where he's standing, cast Cure Serious Wounds and hold the charge. And then he is going to stride forward 10 feet to be up next to the fog cloud and is going to attempt a touch attack to it with only a +1 because between my negative level and the stagger and my touch is way down. That is a 12.
That'll
This
hit.
thing's real big, so I'm hoping that hits. Awesome.
It gets a will save.
Oh, yes, it is a will save for half.
How does a 16 sound?
That fails. The level 3 spell, that has a DC of more than that. 21. That is... Oh, 1d8 per caster level, is that right?
No, it's 3d8
That's
plus
five.
1 per
Oh, no,
caster
1d8,
level.
yeah, 3d8 plus 1 per caster level. I'm reading wrong. So that is 15 points of positive energy damage. Not great for a 3d8.
Well, as Alwyn reaches a glowing handful of positive energy into the roiling green cloud of skulls and corpses and disturbing imagery, he dissipates the fog.
Yay.
Alright, that'll take us to Asher. Purple Ghosty still up.
That's neat. Maybe not for long, one can dream. Let's start off by going whole hog, or whole, seitan pork substitute.
I mean, it
and-
would be on brand to say full bowl.
Hey! Let's go full bore. I can't do Brixby. Anyway, edit that out. Ah, crap, it's staying in. Asher will swift action smite evil on the perpman. So get wrecked. And then he will, because it's a free action with these dope advanced revolvers, pop 3 ghost salt cartridges into his now, hey, I made 3 spots for those last round with the mundane bullets. So let's fire 3 ghost salted rounds at this smote purple ghost.
That's pretty mean.
I was going for mean.
You got there, you succeeded.
Nat 20 on the first one.
Yes.
Neapolitan ice cream dice, thank you.
Well, this is incorporeal.
Nat 20 on
but-
orange creamsicle. Ghost
Yep.
salt. That's so, alright. I have 2 possible crits to confirm. I needed this. And the last one is a dirty 20 against touch.
Dirty 20 hits touch.
Okay, so that was the regular hit, which is a confirmed regular hit. Then the first crit is 21, so that is a crit. The second is 26. So that is going to be... I'm just going to roll it in roll 20.
I can't imagine why.
Because that is going to be, let's see, 2 crits and a hit is 9d8. Plus... now I'm forgetting if it's...
Yeah, the smite, and the first smite gets double smite damage because it is undead.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So the bonus is 2 points of damage per paladin level. Okay. So for the first one, it'll be... And that's plus damage, so that gets quadrupled. I like that. So that would be 4d8 plus... goodness. There's so much discording going on, Zach, I can't even type. Dear sweet lord, it keeps popping up right over the roll 20.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's really fun. 4d8 plus 8, 14, 28. So 48 plus 56 for the first crit. A nice 69 on that one.
Very
the
nice.
second one is it's going to be so much less. It's going to be a 4d8 plus 40. So that was only 57.
Well,
and then,
I will say you don't need to roll that last bullet, as the rapid shot is plenty to kill off the ghost. So you can save a ghost salt bullet
I will accept.
after the 2 crits in a row on the rapid shot.
Yeah, so Asher just, this fog cloud goes away, and he's able to zero in on this thing that has floated over Brixby and touched Kira, and he's so had it with this Xiphus tower of awfulness. He calls down Caldera's judgment on it, and just 2 beautiful shots, one in each of its 8 vacant eye sockets. And he's about to pull the trigger on the third one as it drops, and he just kind of doesn't say anything, but kind of half smiles.
That'd be a really great scene in the graphic novel.
It's true.
So I'm assuming that this was in fact Xiphus, and now that we've killed him, we all gain mythic levels, and the world is safe from accidents.
No, you're now the collective gods of accidents.
Oh no, it's like the Santa Claus.
So as the ghost disappears, the human corpse that it was kind of weirdly animated / bringing along for the ride crumbles to the ground in a...
Oh, it was
wizard
dragging
cloak.
that thing with it.
Yeah, it just kind of brought it on along with it.
I remember it was over it in the room. I didn't realize it brought it with it.
Oh, it's nice and spooky if it carries the skeleton with it.
So, can we examine the corpse? Like, I know this sort of toes the line of physiognomy or whatever, but does the countenance of the skull look like an evil smoke wizard? Or like a propensity towards it?
Well, it's definitely a skeleton at this point. So, it doesn't have, like, the facial...
How many
hair.
rounds will it take to do one of those things where you, like, cover it in clay to make the muscles and the...
Yeah, if you're going to do, like, an AI reconstruction, it's pretty hard to tell.
Quick, fetch that technological item that can bring you back to life if you've been dead for like an hour or so.
Yeah, we jam that
Straight
into the
away.
skull and inject it.
Yes, waste the cardio amp on this specifically.
Eloin cast Stabilize.
So Brixby drops his force sphere. Is everyone all right?
I think I'm okay, Eloin says as he starts Cure Light Woundsing himself.
On the corpse, the robe is left behind, and it looks like this person had a wand.
Oh, sweet. I would like to detect Mago.
Both magic.
Sweet. Now to roll Spellcrafto. And before that, Brixby shouts, Alwyn, come take a look.
Well, as soon as he's healed enough that if the corpse explodes, it won't kill him.
All right, a 14 for a 30.
Beat me.
Yeah, that's more than enough to see that this person was wearing a Void Frost robe and carrying a wand of Gust of Wind with 18 charges.
What is a Void Frost robe?
That sounds interesting.
I don't think it's as cool as it sounds. I looked it up before.
Maybe it protects you from, it sounds like something that would protect you from, like, cold damage.
Yeah, cold resistance. And increases your caster level for spells with the cold descriptor. And you can emanate a 20-foot radius burst of cold that does 2d6 damage once a day.
Does this robe look like the robe that the ghostly version of Zoud was wearing? Or like the one that he wore in his videotape of him?
It does not.
Okay, so this probably isn't him then. I mean, he's wearing a robe that protects you from cold and gripping a wand that casts gust magic. That sounds like him, but yeah, it's probably just somebody that worked under him.
No, it's his brother Jerkus Shound.
What a jerkus that jerkus is.
Yeah, anybody but Alwyn can wear that, though it'd probably be the best for Bricks. And I mean, for right now, you don't have anything else filling up.
Yeah, basically that's my thoughts on it too. Brixby will frame it like, I'm going to wear this until we can get out of here and sell this, because it is incredibly expensive. Yeah, for the folks at home, that's like 5,500 gold at
nice.
the 50% resale value. Because, like, utility-wise, I revealed a couple episodes back that Brixby's elemental opposition school is water, so that means I cast virtually no cold spells. And using this for the weird AoE damage and the cold resistance is fine, but meh.
Yeah.
But that Gust of Wind wand is super slick, and I know a tiny yellow person who would do pretty well with that, I think.
Yeah, and that person also has a quick sheath that does not have a wand in it anymore because he used up all his Cure Light Wound wands.
Obviously, that's if everybody's cool with it. The other person that could cast this is Kira, but as evidenced by her completely housing everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we're ever in a situation where Kira needs to be using a wand, we should already be rolling up new characters.
I guess, to be fair, Kira did come in pretty clutch with a Gust of Wind cast against that nanite swarm. But, yeah, ultimately, I think you would just be the best one to use it. We can pass it around if we need it, but yeah, you're going to be the one that's going to have the action economy to use this effectively.
How many charges are on that?
18.
18. Okay.
All right, and Brixby will pop that robe on for the time being until we sell this bad boy. Scotch guard it.
Yeah.
So it now hangs so low that it hangs over the disc, and it's like your bridal gown train.
Finally completes the illusion that I'm a tall rat.
Wraps all the way around the disc and just looks like Brixby has just like gigantic knees.
And it looks like I have those hoopy things from the dresses from the American Girl novels I liked so much when I was a kid.
Yeah, like a hoop skirt. Yeah.
Ah, yes, hoop
Those
skirt.
things,
hoop
yeah.
skirt. Thank you, Felicity or Samantha.
Brixby's giant childbearing hips.
Of course. I mean, Brixby's always had those.
Old childbearing hips, Brixby.
No longer honest, just childbearing.
Well, Brix never had honest hips. That was specifically Zach.
Yeah.
Ah, that's true. True.
Great. Now I'm stuck on like a Numerian girl doll lion that my brain jumped to.
TM.
And it's like,
Oh my god. Drooly Julie.
just these dirty drug-addled faces.
When Julie was a young girl, she was abandoned, face down in a pool of Numerian fluids. Yeah, my girl, Addie, Molly.
Kayla.
Oh, well, you're cheating.
Yeah, no,
you're a librarian.
Those are super.
It's like, yeah,
I
that
was
was
going to
the-
say, I'm trying to think of the ones. Maddie, there's a Molly, there's a zillion of.
Aren't they like up to the 90s now or something?
No, they're up to like 2010 or something.
Oh no, I'm exposed as a poser in the American Girl scene.
Braylon or something.
No, they do like a doll of the year every year now, speaking as someone whose daughter was fairly recent.
Yeah, I know about them because they come up with the books all the time, and kids love those. They're always getting checked out at the library.
Yeah. We've got a couple of them in this house.
So Alwyn will take the wand from Brixby and say, "Oh, thank you very much," and he will put it in his empty wrist sheath on his right arm, and look to the rest of the party for what to do next, because he's not the decision maker.
I think we should rest, but I don't know if we should rest in here. I mean, we should clear the lab behind us and make sure there's nothing else in there.
Yes.
But, yeah. Now, I'm fine to defer to someone else's preference if we sleep inside or out. It's really the gear ghosts I'm concerned about. I don't know if there's any more still alive.
Yeah, Asher's up for going into that lab and will reload some mundane rounds into that revolver as he goes in there.
Bribby will follow, and honestly, we should probably consider sleeping in one of these labs. Specifically because the airlock situation would provide an extra layer of security for us that, outside won't.
Yeah, because even the incorporeal things couldn't get through the airlocks when they were closed. So that's interesting. I wonder if it would stop Zout even.
And it gives you, assuming something has to try and come through the airlock, you get that 3 rounds to wake up, grab your gear, stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Worth a shot.
Alchemy
I like it.
Lab was the only one that didn't have a dead body in it. If that affects
If that's
your
helpful.
decision making.
No, the new one doesn't have a dead body either because it dragged its own dead body out of the room.
That's true. It has just sort of a mold trail where the dead body crossed the room.
We can put a blanket over that.
We should split up and sleep in different labs after we've finished exploring.
Now you're thinking.
And Brixby's writing mold trail down as a potential future GooTube flavor for research and development. Thank you, Sam. Maybe mold trail mix with a question mark?
It's just chunks of blue cheese, which famously has mold in it.
Good for energy on the trail, whatever the trail may be.
I like trail mix and I love cheese, but I cannot imagine taking cheese hiking. At least not blue cheese. Just a handful of blue cheese. Man, I feel so much better now after that.
So this room is filled with tables and shelves that are all coated in a thin greenish slime, a residue probably from the hungry fog. One desk in here is heaped with pages of notes. This is where the skeleton was sitting. There's notes, there's books, and all sorts of stuff up there. There's a large glass tank on the easternmost table in this room that's been shattered to bits, and shards of glass litter the floor of the room.
Searching the desk, I think I need to quit after tonight because that's another nat 20 on the legendary pants die for a 26 perception.
With the 26 perception, it looks like this desk contains the research notes of someone named Anata Visk, who was tasked with studying the hungry fog, which was previously contained in the tank in this room. If you look over her notes, they're like, the reports are very clinical at first. They're enumerating the density, the resilience, and sort of guesses at the composition of the mist and just the way it reacts to different stimuli. But as the pages go on, it becomes more and more raving about the corpses and faces emerging from the mist and speaking to her and delivering secret messages and begging her to come into the mist and join it. And then the final entry on the last page. It says, Shout has stopped checking up on me. It's been days since he last stopped by. I think he might be planning to steal my research. I'm out of food, but I dare not exit the lab. I will shatter the tank and join the hungry fog, and we shall be as one. So,
How'd that work out for him?
Not a very good.
there's also a spell book amongst the books on this particular desk, if you're interested.
I am very interested in the contents.
Brimby, there's a book here. It has some of those weird arcane symbols that might be of interest to you.
Oh, yes. Put it directly in the veins. Oh, yeah.
He'll
Wow.
kind of tuck it in some of the folds of your void robe, trying to find where your hands are. I imagine that you just have 2-foot-long sleeves at this point.
That is not a bad, buffing, debuffing spell list, honestly.
It seems like
And
Anatavis
utility spells.
was a pretty accomplished spellcaster before, she decided to join the fog. So she's got a solid selection of spells in there. I don't know if you
Book in the bag.
I don't know if you want to reveal any highlights of that or keep them.
No. I'm cool to reveal to the folks that are interested in Brixby's amusements. Things that Brixby doesn't have that are in this book, starting with level 1, Right of the Centered Mind, Air Bubble, Comprehend Languages, Memorize Page, Gentle Breeze, Interrogation, Endothermic Touch, level 2, Endure Elements Communal.
Another good one.
With the Wind, Euphoric Cloud. Ooh, Summon Swarm. Sam, you love summon spells. Elemental Speech, Investigative Mind, and then on to level 3, Cloak of Winds, and Infuse Self. And all the other spells that are in here Brixby had in another book. Yeah, mixed bag there, but it's a pretty big come up for the caster in this party. Always nice to find a spell book.
There's close to 20 spells in this, and I think there's 4 of them that Zach already had. There are a couple of those on there that were potential choices for me to take for second level that I'm glad I didn't waste my limited spell dot, because now we can force Brixby to learn them.
When you wind up in a wizard tower, the wizard tends to make out.
Hey, I'm just happy he finds love.
Well, how are we all feeling resource-wise? Are we wanting to clear another level of this tower, or are we intending to rest for the evening, I suppose, and then resume our adventuring in the morning?
It might be prudent to take a gander at the level above us first, as there's no real separation between the floors. But I think we should sleep inside the alchemy lab. It's the least gross, fortifiable position, and I think we're all in agreement we shouldn't leave.
It seems wise. I don't have the ability to call down additional divine damage upon any enemies today, but apart from that, I have no problems continuing forward.
I mean, I'm not near exhausting my magical stores. Brixby's only cast a pretty small handful of spells. Now, granted, many of them were in his higher spell slots, but overall, he's still got enough. He's still got enough in the tank to go make some bad decisions. But honestly, I don't think there's anything up here anyway. The birds would have eaten it.
Yeah, Alwyn still has a lot of spells, including quite a few healing spells.
I'm okay to clear it upstairs before we take a nap. Which is in character for, I've used 3 rage rounds, and that is all I really count anymore. And goo tubes, if we want to set up a perimeter of those. I still have something from when we found that giant container. I still have 100 of those, which is so many goo tubes.
Oh, and how lucky are we?
I don't like them.
Because you love them.
I just had to get that out there. Yes, listeners, I'm revealing it here and now. My feelings on GooTubes are negative.
Yeah, that's Izzy's feelings. Kira loves them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can't get
Nothing.
enough.
Her breakfast of choice is a YouTube and a beet pancake.
Oh my, actually a beet pancake.
Yeah, and Kira eats them whole. Container and all. Doesn't even squirt them out.
Huh.
To be fair, that probably would improve the taste and texture of a good
The texture.
No. Because it's like those wax cola bottle nickel nip things, if anyone remembers those. You know, the terrible candy
Yes.
from like 1971. And there were two approaches. Either you ate the whole bottle with the wax and let the flavor osmosis into your
Seeped
mouth.
out.
Or you bit the top off of it and drank the juice out and went, guess which kid I was?
You pop the top open and drink your
Also, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
still
billionth of an ounce.
totally buy those at like the dumb little candy aisle at like Michael's and Joann's that they have when you're going up to the register. They absolutely still sell the wax in the
Ooh.
Still find
bottles.
those.
Michael's and Joanne's?
I know, it's one thing they agree upon.
Yeah, I have only ever seen those for sale in craft stores. Apparently, like real food stores don't sell
I
them
like to
anymore,
think
but
that
those
it's
still
because
do.
they're no longer classified as food, but instead arts and crafts materials.
Legally speaking, they can't call those food anymore. There have been incidents. Alright, so there are two ways up to the next floor that you know of. There were the stairs you were facing right when you came up the stairs. That's the ones that there's a chunk of bird on that. And then the other ones, you opened a door and revealed a spiral staircase leading up.
Right, I forgot about that.
I think Asher would still be in favor of the wider space just for maneuverability. But
The
he's-
space, the bird space.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, I agree. Because we can, soft assume that we've mostly cleared that out.
checking for traps as we climb these stairs, I guess. Although the birds might have triggered anything if it existed.
So you are now in another atrium with a wide balcony overlooking the spacious atrium below, with a low iron railing wrought with geometric symbols. A window high on the west wall is protected by narrow metal slats. 3 doors stand on the east wall, but only the central door remains intact, with a short message written above it. The northern door has a hole burrowed through it, while the southern one has been completely smashed apart. That'd be this good.
How big of a hole are we talking?
3 feet wide.
What does the central door say above it? Is it in common?
It is labeled Lab 4, Animal Research.
And is this the intact door?
Yeah, that's the door that's intact. This buddy over here.
Any labels on the smashed or tunnel door?
The tunnel door has no label. Do you pick up the smash door?
Yeah. Let's check it out.
It says Lab 5, Infernal Vapors Research.
Infernal
Ah,
vapors.
yes. The heck birds.
I think Alwyn would say, I would like to go into the animal room, please.
Now, wait, killer. I see your exuberance, but we should check the other open doors and make sure there's no, lingering nasties like a bird that wants to come out and flank us before we check this intact one. I mean, this has you all over it. You can even help me open the door, pick the lock. You little scamp. Gives a little hair tousle lovingly.
He looks a little dejected, but he agrees that we should clear out the open rooms first.
Let's peer into the southern room then, since we're all close to it.
Alright, well, both of the battered doors to this room are smashed off the hinges, so the airlock does not provide any protection. You can walk straight in. The furnishings within the room, a large pair of metal cages and a desk, have all been smashed to pieces and pushed together into a large sort of nest-like structure.
We only see 2 cages.
2 cages.
Okay, so we can probably assume that was all the birds then.
All right, I'm going to roll an inception in this room. That's a 6 for a 21.
It looks like in the nest, kind of buried amongst scraps and piled up things, is the disemboweled remains of a human who is wearing a nice looking vest.
How nice.
All right, you're going to make us roll for it?
Go for it.
I guess that's what we do here. All right, well, detecting Mago, I roll another 6 on my spellcraft, but for a 22.
That's an all tools vest.
Very cool.
Those are fun.
Which I'm not even sure if those are... Yeah, they are magic, right? But they're cheapo.
Yeah.
But they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
They just got what you need.
Yeah. That's actually probably better for Brick than the other thing is.
I mean, maybe we just throw this bad boy in the bag. It's cool, but it's really only good for, like, crafting, which is pretty situational.
Crafting and stuff, yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out if we need it. I mean, unless this, like, would help Asher, but I don't imagine this helps with alchemy.
Yeah, does that use a craft skill, or does that use, like, alchemy?
Both. Craft alchemy.
Oh yeah, I guess alchemy is a craft skill, you're right.
Yeah, it just... I don't see any need for it now, but yeah, holding on to it doesn't hurt in case there's something that we need a tool for that we don't have. It's where doers get more done.
Well, shall we examine that north room then with the 3-foot hole?
Okay.
Heading up to the furthest north door that's got a hole burrowed right through the metal. It's not menacing at all.
Yeah. You're attacked by a graboid.
We just peer on through there. We've already done our peering.
And peering through to the other side.
Peering through, it looks like a curved hallway that leads to a stairwell that goes down.
Oh, so that's the door for the spiral staircase on the other floor.
Yeah, that's the other entrance.
I wonder what ate through it. Because we didn't fight anything down there.
Can we determine anything with knowledges, engineering, or nature, or whatever, to figure out what might bore this hole?
It would have to be something pretty strong. Maybe give me a knowledge arcana?
Oh, okay.
And while he's doing that, is it possible to tell which direction it was bored through from? Does it appear like it was going from this floor down, or did something come up from below, or is it hard to tell?
It looks like maybe something was coming out from inside that hallway into this room. Like the hole is horizontal, it's not going to a different floor.
I just meant like it's heading in towards the stairwell, right? So is it...
It's heading away from that stairwell into the atrium you're in.
Okay. Yeah, so presumably maybe something came up the stairs from the floor below.
All right, and that's a 28 on my knowledge arcano.
Well, I think you could say that almost any number of things would be able to do this. It would have to be some kind of incredibly strong creature, probably with like the ability to burrow through solid surfaces and like move at a speed that most creatures would think unthinkable through solid objects. You know, one Zill that could have done that sort of thing, but it would have probably left a bigger hole.
Oh no.
So you know it's smaller than a Zill, probably.
And it's not a boulet.
It's not a boulet. A boulet also would have left a much bigger hole. Street sharks, also bigger hole. More jawsome hole.
This was done by something very strong, very fast, and capable of burrowing through solid objects, obviously. Now, the reason why this is disconcerting is this throws a bit of a wrench in the plans of fortifying one of the labs with this dual door chamber situation we have going on here.
Now, this door to the stairwell, like compared to the airlock doors, is it like the same thickness, or are they beefier?
It's the same, like, big knob in the middle, like, bulkhead door.
Okay.
So
so if it could tear through this, it could tear through those just the same. Those ones aren't more
right. They're basically
that door.
the same, but
the same door. Yeah. Okay. I was hoping maybe that since it's the stairwell, it was not as strong of a door, but it sounds like no.
So, Asher, you can do that thing with the weather and the tracking and the footprints. Is there any possible way we could see where this went? Perhaps?
I don't suppose there's harm in attempting such a thing.
And yeah, Asher will kind of look at the 3-foot hole left by Sonic the Hedgehog, presumably, and try a survival. Oh, now we're back to normal. 9 on the dice, bringing that hot survival up to a 15 total.
yeah, I think that there are footprints, animal-like footprints, that are not huge, but they go every which way. It's hard to say if it just came out the one time, if a whole bunch of things came and went, and it's just a little bit of a mess in the sort of dusty floor.
Like blue fur, chili dog remnants.
Yeah, you do find a wrapper from a chili dog, and the distinctive kind of triangular red and white foot. Yeah. I don't know why it leaves dye from the shoe.
Yeah, it's 'cause the color.
It's weird.
Yeah.
There's some marks on the wall.
He finds one of the
from
quills
two
and
tails.
licks it like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't able to discern much. Consider having Kingsley do some watches for us while we sleep. Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, we are in complete agreement there. And, hey, Alwyn, buddy, how do you feel about a little pregame before we go into the animal room? Maybe grab something out of the sack, toss it in, and see what happens, eh?
Okay. I'm not a fan of what happened to the last time I did this, but I guess they're not really real animals, and he will hesitatingly pull a little critter out of the bag of tricks, and that is a 99. Is that like a puma or something at 99? Isn't that like some kind of...
it's a leopard.
Yeah, leopard.
Yep.
Yeah.
The leopard that was the first thing. It greeted Alwyn when he came back to life, and now it's gonna die.
Yeah, so he throws a leopard through this door.
No, it's fine. There's nothing.
Does it look as though it can hear well, or is it a deaf leopard?
It can hear, but oddly enough, it is missing one of its arms.
But man, can that cat drum. And hey, we're talking about the hip band Def Leppard, which I'm sure resonates with everybody that listens to this podcast.
The youth of today.
Yep, killing it.
Hey, according to the
feel like
radio
they'll
station I
be
listen to, they're
fine.
doing a concert here in like a month, so they are all still touring.
Well, if anyone was concerned about Def Leppard and what they're doing, don't worry. They're still playing Florida.
Oh no.
So that was just to wet your taste, a little amuse bouche before the animals in the next room.
And I think I did say I threw it through the hole in the stairway door, so it's going to climb back through that and
And
wait with us in front of
tumble
this
down
door
the
that we're going to
stairs.
open now.
So I assume Leopard Cohen didn't see anything in there?
Yeah, I'm assuming like it would have attacked something if it saw something in there. Like it can't talk to us, but it is considered a trained animal.
Yeah, it
From what we looked up before.
just sort of sees a hallway, doesn't get attacked in there.
Ooh, I have control over it. Awesome.
Yeah, it's totally not a tabby cat.
I was going to say that is definitely a tortoiseshell tabby, but the tortoiseshell leopard.
So I'm going to do a little perceptive on the animal door if folks want to Scoob Team 6 and assist.
Ugh, it's a terrible roll, but it aids.
You did because I got a good roll.
An aid from Asher as well.
All right, with 3 aids from my delightfully perceptive party, we are looking at a 31 in total for perception.
It does not appear to be trapped.
And is it locked?
Nope.
All right, killer. I'm confident. You can open this one. Go get him. All right, and maybe the rest of us could square up. Asher, I know you don't really like being behind folks. I just, I could keep us safe if we're like this.
Unfortunately, the cat's in that square, so...
Oh, yeah, sorry, Leonard. Leopard Cohen. Hallelujah. Anyway, get out of the airlock.
I'm swarming with the cat.
Yeah.
All right, Brixby, beaming with pride, watches Alwyn open the door.
And Alwyn throws open the door to the animal room with a smile on his face.
Revealing an airlock. This one is... This one's about 18 feet long, so you might be able to cram a little bit better into here than you could in the other one. Might even be able to get the whole party in.
With these. There we go.
No, everyone's been piled into
We
two
have
squares.
4 squares and we're still all crammed into 2 of them.
Like, let's cluster
What's
together.
funny is I don't even think anyone is in my square. You were all clustered, all 4 of you, including Leopard, in
I'm
the
standing
other
on top of
square
you.
over there.
I'm stuck in the wall again.
Oh no, that's where the secrets are. Get out of there.
How does that keep
The
happening?
wall is where I keep my crimes.
Yeah, I'm like not centered on the tile, so I can't move my guy because it thinks he's in the wall. Well, I can move the cat.
Oh, that's all that really matters.
Alwyn glitched halfway into the wall like he's in a Bethesda game, is going to hit the thing to cycle the airlock.
Asher aids on the Perceptitude.
Oh, actually, yeah, I guess first we should percept. So he doesn't do that until Brixby.
10 exactly, by the way.
I do not get it that time because I rolled a 10 and I have a negative to my perception.
That's an aid.
All right, with 2 aids from my wonderful party members, I have a 35.
Well, that is enough to detect that this door is not trapped.
Excellent.
Yay.
Does it have a window like the others that we could see into the room before we open it?
It does indeed. You can see a room that is crammed with hundreds of metal cages and boxes strewn about haphazardly. Much of the metal in this room is twisted and gnawed, and the remains of several dismantled metal automatons lie on the floor. Also, in this room, stalking back and forth, is a small creature with powerful muscles rippling beneath its golden fur. It happens to have, weirdly,
The badger.
8
Look
legs?
how cute.
The badger
It
man.
looks like a friend. It
It does look like a friend.
It's just the most cuddleable, wonderful friend. It's a friend, is what it looks like.
Is
Aw.
it eating a gearsman?
It's chomping down on
It appears to be eating a gearsman.
Why are none of
It's
us druids? We should be trying to entreat this thing into friendship
Adorable.
We
immediately.
need to get in there. That's not good for that thing's stomach.
So we see that through the door.
Yeah, through the door you see a little friend just kind of bobbing around in there. Chomping away on a gearsman, maybe.
Now that we can see it, can we roll knowledges about it before opening the door?
Oh, that would be knowledge arcana to identify
Oh,
this
bummer.
8-legged, not freak, friend.
5 for a dirty 20.
Probably does not get me anything.
If you domesticate it, does it become a freak on a leash?
A friend on the leash. It just
That
said,
was corny.
boom, Dr. Boom.
Ooh, oh wait, that's disturbed.
Yeah, that's disturbed.
Yeah, that was
Whatever.
getting down with the sickness.
That's true. Actually, recently rewatched Queen of the Damned with all of those David Draymond vocals in there, and oof. But R.I.P. Aaliyah.
Yeah, what a great movie.
It's also like peak early 2000s new metal, which is
Yes.
like an aesthetic that the Gen Z crave. I
Well-
love it.
I mean, it could be worse. In the book, he was like Pearl Jam-esque early 90s rock.
Yeah, this was isn't that the one where Jonathan Davis did all the soundtrack, but then like there was a contract dispute and he couldn't be on the actual
Yes.
soundtrack. So other bands had to cover the songs that he did for the movie.
His song, yes, for the soundtrack. So in the movie itself, it's him, or as I like to call him, wow, that guy looks a lot like Howie Mandel.
I will say Richard Cheese's cover of Down with the Sickness is delightful.
Richard Cheese. Haven't thought about him in a long time. All right, 20. Does it tell me anything about the legs?
A 19 and a 20 are both just enough to identify the Aurum Vorax that you are indeed looking at. Aurum Voraxes are, of course, very dangerous, aggressive creatures that leave solitary lives except when they mate. Adults typically claim the hunting area within a mile of their warrens, ruthlessly driving away other predators. In addition to fresh meat, Aurum Voraxes are fond of gnawing on metals, particularly gold and copper, though whenever they do this to sharpen their teeth, whether they do this to sharpen their teeth or because of some nutritional value, it's unknown. Aurum Vorax warrens can stretch for thousands of feet, often winding deep into the earth. These avaricious appetites of Aurum Voraxes have earned them the appellation the Golden Gorger among dwarves, who have lost more than a few miners to the dangerous beasts. Sadly, no questions.
Also, I love that they're not sure if it's whether or not it's eating gold, a notoriously soft metal that you can easily scratch with your fingernail, as a way to sharpen its fangs.
Also, they tend to be about 3 feet long, but they weigh 200 pounds. So they are stocky boys.
Oh, eat thick.
Yeah, because they're filled with gold.
What if we just drop
do it.
a pile of gold right here, and then, I don't know, like stick a grenade in it or something?
We can keep it.
Yeah, I'm sure that 8-legged thing has a very low reflex save. It'll definitely
Yeah,
not
you're
pass
right.
that like DC 15.
Yeah, it's like that or like DC 11. I'm not even sure it's as high as 15. So Brixby rotates 90 degrees on his disc, his Void Frost Moo alighting on the breeze, and is like, he's just like looking at his boots, and he's looking at the cat ears and the cat tails that come off the back, and he looks up and he's like, "It was a struggle to turn 2 house cats into these boots. I don't know if I can do this." I'm joking. I don't really want to alienate the cat-loving contingency of our fan base, which is basically all of it. That's one bad cat.
If I remember right from what I heard about them when I used to live in the colony, they are very, very aggressive and territorial. But they also like to eat metal, so there could be something important in that room. But is it worth trying to fight it?
All right, but the real question...
Can we keep it?
Wait, no, that's the real question. Forget my question. That's the real question. Can we keep it?
I would also like to know the answer to that question, but I unfortunately did not roll high enough.
And who has a positive handle magical 8-armed beast? Mine's quite low.
I've got a decent handle magical beast.
It's a trained skill. I don't have any ranks in it.
Plus 7 handle animal.
All right, so here's my thoughts. If we are to enter the room in this way, we are going to be stuck in a line, which is going to disadvantage all of our damage dealers. It's not optimal. The openy, closey, airlocky door situation that we have going on here. Even if I'm not sure airlock is in my vernacular. I could possibly swarm with you or you, but not you, buddy, as he points to Alwyn.
But that still is going to put at least one of our, heavy hitters in a disadvantaged position. Or we'd have to fight our way directly into the room itself, which sounds hard.
Well, while you all are talking and trying to figure out exactly what to do, there is at first a light scratching on the door, but it quickly builds into something pretty loud as it seems like maybe something heard you. I'm going to bed.
The door in front of
The
us,
door
right?
in front of me, yes.
Okay. Good night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
Good night, Orem Lorax.
Good night, Orem Borax.
Yeah, good night,
Orem
metal-eating
Borax.
badger.
Good night, Orem Borax. 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 That's one for each leg.
Nice.
Now it won't kill you.
It's a Dr. Seuss villain, the anti-hero to the Orem Borax versus the Orem Lorax.
Oh, that's next.
Oh, well,
Just next episode's title.
Prod against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Move your hands silently in front of a camera.
Yeah, no, that's for all the people that are in the Skype call watching this right
Thank you,
now.
patrons.
Our VIPs.
All right, let me move you all. You know the deal. The move.
I forget the deal every
How
time.
much money are we going to bet that he accidentally brings that dead bird with us?
Did I do
Where
it?
am I?
We
There
went
I
to
am.
the right.
Why can't I see Brixby? What is blocking?
Just the step to the right.
what
I'm right
is
by
right
Kira.
here that is
That's me.
Yeah,
That is-
I
blocking the
think
shadow?
just-
No, this,
Banister.
yeah. Oh, I got dragged
Stop going
outside
out
the
of the
building
wall.
somehow. I think.
There's too much information outside the walls, if there's anything at all.
Oh, no.
Um,
I'm trying to move myself to figure out why I can't see Brixby. He is completely covered in shadow from me. Also, I'm stuck in a wall, so I can't move my
oh
token.
my god.
It's my cool
Same.
Void
I can't
Frost
move
robe.
either.
Oh my god. Get out of the walls.
That's roll 20 and their dynamic lighting.
Roll.
Roll 20.
Yeah, there's
20.
something.
That's like what the name means, right? Like Aurum, Vor,
Yeah, Golden Eater.
Axe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Latin. Yeah.
There's no Latin in this. What are you talking about? This is a fantasy world.
If only there
So
was
we
some way to listen back.
If only there
Awesome.
was some way to listen back.